Hey Steve, Audionamix, we shot something I think maybe last year or the year before, which was music extraction.
Yes, correct.
And you've got some more product for MESSE, right?
Yes, so it's a product built for extracting speech or dialogue from a recording or a mix, so that you can make adjustments to the speech or dialogue as well as the background elements.
That's going to be useful, I guess, for soundtrack work, video work, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, video editing, post-production work, many potential uses.
So, can we have a look?
Sure, absolutely. Let's do it. So here we have a scene from the movie Goonies, and I'm going to play that for you real quick just to hear the original recording.
Our parents, they want the best of stuff for us. But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Cause it's their time. Their time. Up there.
So we have a couple different things going on in there. We have the dialogue, we have the score of the movie, which is strings in the background, and we also have some sound effects from the water that's behind them. So what our technology does is it analyzes the file, it looks for and detects speech, and then it works to separate that speech from the rest of the mix. So if I go through this with you here, what we see first, this is a representation, these blue lines here are a representation of where he's actually speaking. So that's a frequency range here on the side. So this is the frequency of his voice. And then what the program does is it tells us where it thinks the voice is by using what we call a pitch guide, which is this blue line here. So it's traced the frequency of his voice using that pitch guide. And it's also included some of these green lines. These are consonants annotations, so that helps to extract some consonants like sibilants or sounds like that that normally might not come out with the initial extraction. So let's take a listen to how it did automatically. And so this is just going to be the dialogue separate from the rest of the mix.
Our parents, they want the best of stuff for us. But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Cause it's their time. Their time. Up there.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, you can hear a little bit of artifacts, but
yeah, there's a little bit of the voice left in there, and we can clean that up later on with the spectral editor, which is a feature of Trax Pro SP, the Pro version. But right now, I'd like to just play you something, just sort of a cool use feature. You can actually, at this point, lower the volume of the music and the background relative to the vocal. So because we've done that separation, what I can do is just play it back again, and I'm going to turn down the music while I do that.
Our parents, they want the best of stuff for us. But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Cause it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time.
So that would be sort of a quick use case for just rebalancing the elements within a mix.
Right, okay. And it works on stereo masters?
Yeah, it works on stereo masters. It also works on mono files because, again, we're targeting and separating the speech directly as opposed to doing anything with the center channel.
And can it differentiate between if there are multiple voices in the same file? So you've got like a...
It can do multiple voices. If they're speaking at the same time, it's a little more difficult to do. In that case, you might make some manual corrections of the pitch guide and sort of tell it what frequency you're going after.
Right, so this is all in kind of pretty much auto mode that we're listening to at the moment, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess video post, that sort of thing. I mean, could it be useful for maybe reducing, I don't know, say the background noise of a trade show?
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to use it right now, actually.
Yeah, real time.
Can
you just slap it across the mics and that would be cool?
We're working on the real time. Hopefully that'll come soon.
So this is all in the box, real time. Is this plug-in or standalone? What's the format?
So this is a standalone software. We do have a couple of plug-in versions for both Mac and Windows that run on AAX, VST, and AU. But this is the standalone right now for Mac only. And it does use cloud-based processing just like the previous versions have. So that initial separation is done on our server.
All right, so we would upload a file to your server?
Yeah, exactly. You just drag and drop into the interface, and it takes care of the upload. It looks at some of the data and then sends it back down to apply it.
Ah, right. So you're using the kind of supercomputer up there.
Yes, exactly.
Right, okay. So it's definitely non-real time, and then you would end up with a finished file that you would then bounce out with the mix that you want?
Yeah, correct. So at the end of the process, you have two separate files. You have the vocal file and the music file that you see at the top there. And then we have some additional processing options over here. And finally, like I said, the spectral editor, which allows you to move the audio information between the vocal track and the music or the background track.
So what does the music track sound like without the voice?
Well, it sounds a little bit like this. You're still going to hear some of the voice in there, but I'll play it for you.
Right, so it's more for relative balancing of levels and what have you.
Yes, exactly.
You're going to get some cross.
Right. And that's why the rebalancing is a good use case. But again, you could go through, if you had the time to spend and you needed the best result possible, and use that spectral editor to move some of that information back to where it belongs.
What kind of editing tools have you got in the spectral editor?
So we have several selection tools down here, and we have a gain tool, we have a tonal noise tool, we have a smart attenuate tool. That's the one that's going to look to the left and the right of your selection, and then try to remove only what's in the selection compared to what's to the left and the right. And we also have a denoise tool. So all things to assist you in moving that information.
And can you select sort of specific frequency bands and that sort of thing?
Yes, exactly. So what I can do is take, for instance, if I want to take this little piece of the voice right here, looks like a bit of vocal was left in the music track. I can just take that and select that. And I know, I'll just do a sort of a rough cut here, but just to show you. So that's moved back to the vocal track. If I undo that and redo that.
You can paste bits that are left behind into the other track.
Exactly,
okay.
So you're always moving it back and forth.
So you could create a sort of more complete or less complete version,
right,
as you wish. Right, okay, I see. And is it mostly designed for spoken word, or does it work with sung, or say if you've got?
Sure. So this version is specifically designed for speech or dialogue, but it also does include all the features of the product that you reviewed last year, I believe, which was the melodic separation. So it does work for singing vocals and some certain melodic instruments.
Okay, so the I guess there are two aspects of the price. I mean, is the cloud part of it a subscription, or how does the pricing model work?
Right. So whether you purchase it or you subscribe, you just have to be connected to the internet to do that initial process. So that anytime you do a separation, that's when it's sending the information to the cloud. But in terms of like the spectral editing, that's all locally on the computer.
And what do you know what the pricing information is? Have you got?
Yes. So for the Pro version of Trax Pro SP. So that's the one that includes the spectral editor. That's $9.99.
Yeah.
And then the version that is Trax SP without the spectral editor is $5.99.
Okay. And is there a subscription aspect to that as well, or is that just the one?
Yes, there is. So to subscribe to the Pro version of SP, it is $66.99 for the month. And for the just the Trax SP, it's going to be $39.99.
So you could kind of say, I need it for a couple of months for a job.
Exactly right. We have a lot of people that say, hey, I just need it for a couple of projects, and they subscribe, and they can cancel it when they want to, but a lot of people choose to keep going because they get all of the updates for free.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.